Good evening. It's Ethan Cook inside the Cook Crafted Workshop, and I'm doing the long-awaited review on my smoker addition to my drying, stabilizing, and curing process. So I used to use 3 of these ovens, and the watts and how many times they turned on is a lot less than this thing. So I actually think I'm saving energy by my calculations. Side by side, the little ones turn on more times, almost twice as much as the big one is. So, this one is the Charbroil Deluxe Double Insulated Digital Electric Smoker. If you take a feel of the ones that are not double insulated, the walls are flimsy. You can actually bend them, most of those ones. So I didn't want the heat escaping, even though I am in Minnesota. It would be nice to have additional heat, but I wanted the heat to stay in. So I got this one. It's got some really cool features. I paid $209 at a local hardware store, and there's also an 11% rebate I'm going to send in on it. It's $269 on Amazon. Menards has it at $249 now. So the trays are huge. We're talking, 12 inches deep, 16 inches wide. I figured out from here at the bottom, if I took all the racks out, I could get 1 or 2 24-inch cube blanks in here, as someone was asking about that. So these trays are nice, solid, they're not flimsy. So it's got the water tank. If you were smoking, I'm not smoking meat, so this is where I brush all the pine cone debris into, and I can empty that. It's got a pretty nice drip pan. If you're using this for stabilizing, you're going to definitely want to make sure that none of the drips ever get down in on the burners. I'm just using this for drying. This is where you would put your wood chips. I've left it in there because I figured as it heated up, it would also help disperse the heat more evenly. So, the biggest questions and concerns. Quirk number 1. If it's set at 200 degrees, it's actually going to read somewhere between 210 and 214. And then that'll vary 3 to 4 degrees depending on what shelf you're on. So there's a small variance. I thought 3 to 4 degrees. Once it's up to heat, it doesn't change a whole lot. So that's nice. The reason I know is I have 1, 2, 3 different oven thermometers in here that are testing the different levels, where they are, whether they're in the back, whether it's completely jam-packed, or if there's even disbursement of the wood so air can flow well. There's these vents in the top. They are not shuttable. And then there's these little vent holes on the sides. And so obviously air comes in through the bottom, comes over the hot, comes out the top. So you do have some air movement in here, and I think that's healthy for my wood. So I dry in here. So you need to check the thermometer just like you do over here. So I'm currently curing my cactus juice in here. And this oven is also set up for cactus juice curing. Another quirk, you can only set this oven to be at the temperature you want it to be for 19 hours at a time. So it's currently set for 18, 40, 19, that's it. So if you're going to be away from your oven more than 19 hours, this thing is not what you want. Temperature goes up to 275 degrees, but inside actual temperature at that range is about 295. So the hotter you get, the higher the variance goes between the set temperature and the actual temperature. Well, if there's any other quirks than those two, mostly. Another one that I do like is it comes with a digital Bluetooth remote. Tells me what I've set it at, how many minutes are left of that time. It tells me the current temperature inside. I just turned this on. It usually takes a minute to get down to the actual setting. And then there's a meat probe if you're smoking, and that's what this one is for. So I'm pretty happy with this thing. As long as I can continue to tell what the temperature is so I can get the best drying time. I can fit one tray packed is more than what I can fit in my 24-inch Turntech style vacuum chamber. So I can have all 5 of my chambers going and flowing, and I can be curing over here 3 hours at a time. So I'm ready to rock and roll. So if you're looking at a smoker, I think it's a good deal. It could definitely improve your shop performance and efficiency. But make sure you check the temperatures and make sure you are able to have a decent amount of time that it can stay on. Alright, Ethan Cook with the Cook Crafted Workshop. Enjoy and get on stabilizing and casting.